Is 2026 the new 2016? It's a question everyone wants to know. And you know what? For once, I actually feel pretty well placed to answer this question because in 2016, I was 21, which I feel like was peak time to be enjoying 2016. And you know what? It has also been 10 years since I last logged in to Tumblr, which it feels like longer. I'll be real with you. I don't totally remember what I enjoyed Tumblr for. However, I feel like it's having a resurgence in this era of nostalgia towards the 2010s and Dan and Phil making a comeback. And I was even reading some old Alice Oseman novels recently and she was referring to Tumblr. So Tumblr is back in my zeitgeist. And so today, in the interest of answering the question, is 2026 the new 2016? Oh my God, it's so hard to say. I feel like we used to say 2016, not 2016, and maybe that's where it's throwing me. Anyway, in the interest of history, seeing what trends we used to love, I want to log back into my Tumblr for the first time in 10 years. Low-key, I'm a little bit scared because I don't know what's on this. I've logged into the website just to check that I have my password. Turns out just resetting your password does still work. And I've had a little bit of a scroll, so it does still work, but I haven't looked at the posts, certainly not beyond the first few. So we're going to go on this journey together. But if you have never logged into Tumblr before or you're completely unfamiliar with it, let's just get a little bit of context so you can really set the scene. The way that Tumblr worked is you had an anonymous account and you could like or post or just reblog other people's content. I remember it being really big for aesthetics, like sharing aesthetic aspirational pictures. I'm picturing top knots, indie sleaze outfits, maybe a bit of indie twee. But that was probably just the corners that I was enjoying. And it was big for fandoms. That's where heaps of fandoms got their start, was reblogging on Tumblr, people finding their own communities. Honestly, pretty cute stuff. And along with that wholesome and aspirational side, it was also known for spicier content, if you catch my drift. That was eventually removed from the website though. Tumblr started in 2007 and by 2013 it sold to Yahoo for $1.1 billion. So that just goes to show how many people were on the website. However, only 6 years later, in 2019, someone else bought it for only $3 million, which still sounds like a lot of money, but obviously a lot less than over $1 billion. It should be said that Tumblr wasn't all fun times and fandoms. It did have its fair share of controversies, but I think a lot of millennials, especially if you're around my age, more of a zillennial age, will probably remember Tumblr for being somewhere where you could just dive so deep on your favorite movies and YouTubers and books and celebrities. And it was this place to find a community, especially because it was anonymous. You could kind of interact with people you never would have interacted with before. And I would argue it was a lot more community focused than things like Instagram, which are obviously so popular now. Although it has to be said, Tumblr's having a bit of a comeback, apparently. I've seen whispers going around on the internet. And I think that's because Tumblr is less algorithm based. So you follow tags and it kind of shows you things based on what you want to see, as opposed to things like Instagram or TikTok, which show you things that they're pushing, if that makes sense. It's more interest driven rather than algorithm driven. I don't know how exactly it works, but people are enjoying it and apparently heading back to the website. So it'll be interesting to see if Tumblr can have a resurgence in 2026, because that might make it 2016 again. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that's enough backstory. Let's jump into my Tumblr from 2016. I'm kind of nervous. All right, let's do it. I should also say one of the reasons I have nostalgia for Tumblr is probably because it didn't have all the AI slop that we see on social media now. I'm sure that it will be on Tumblr, but the posts that I'm going to go through, I saved them over 10 years ago. So we're not going to be looking at AI slop unless someone secretly had a bunch of AI, which I highly doubt that. Okay, one of the first things I've seen is so stereotypical 2016, and it's this picture of literally just neutral makeup. At least this does have some shimmers in here. I could totally see myself using the golds and the pinks, but wow, we were afraid of blush or color in 2016, which is so funny because this is peak King Kylie era, and she did have the teal hair and then she went into more of the unnatural natural makeup, I suppose. I don't know, we were so unafraid of color for many years, especially 2012-ish, and then 2016 hit and we were no, I will not be putting blush on my face. The sheer amount of what I assume is some kind of like Valencia filter on all of these is just so funny. Why did we want the world to look washed out and like a little bit orange at all times? All right, what have we got? Oh, we got a little aspirational Starbucks picture. I'm pretty sure this picture genuinely is someone who has just put food coloring in a cup, and it's like a reusable Starbucks cup. We love capitalism, queen. So strange. I like this couple of pictures. This is so Tumblr for me. Okay, so a few things going on here that speaks 2016 to me. We have girl seated, literally being quirky manic pixie dream girl. I'm not like other girls with like a book on her head, but then she's got the cat glasses and what I assume must be really short denim shorts. This is all you'd want to be. And also the like, the legs in the bath, classic, what was it, sausages or legs? Also like, if you lived through the thigh gap era, on behalf of everyone on the internet, both to you and to me, I am sorry. What a terrible time to be on the internet. Just two mouths kissing. Aspirational. Oh, we've got very millennial gentrified food. I feel like we had a lot of food trends in 2016. I mean, we still do now, but I think myself, maybe because I am 10 years older, I'm a little bit more discerning with what food trends I bother with. But you know what? In 2016, 2021, I was pretty into them. More kissing. Okay. What was going on in my life? All right, this one's cute. This puppy's actually really cute, and I've taken pictures of this of my dog. I support this. Good job, Rose, 10 years ago. And also, if I could tell past me in 10 years I'd have an adorable Labrador, I'd feel pretty happy. I'm going to have to block some of this word, I assume, so then YouTube doesn't get mad. But like, how angsty of me. It's like angsty, but like aesthetic text. That's so Tumblr for me, or at least the part of Tumblr that I liked. Once you care, you're effed. What was I being so upset about? Oh, a list of feelings. I can't. A list of feelings. Nostalgia, longing, anxiety, anticipation, contentment, elation, love, understanding, nervousness, decisiveness, melancholy, and hopefulness. Oh, girl. Oh, what have you got going on? I was really reblogging a lot of pictures of the beach, which does make sense for me. I do still love the beach. A better me is coming. I don't like the undertones of like self-loathing that is on my Tumblr. I'm sure lots of other girls around my age probably would have gone through this, where we were very entrapped in the like girl boss era, which had some good stuff. Like sometimes it was empowering, but it was like super whitewashed, and then also really put your value in productivity and like being better than everyone else. And yeah, just it was a mess and came with a lot of complicated feelings, and I can really see that in what I'm posting here. Ooh, okay, another Tumblr staple. It's just an eye. It's just an eye, because that is moody and it captures emotion. Oh, there we go. Our first little YouTuber mention. Who have we got? Looks like Mamrie Hart, Tyler Oakley, and Dan and Phil. Can you imagine? Can you imagine telling me 10 years ago about Dan and Phil hard launching? I actually would have died. It would have been so exciting. But this photo is really cute. I support that. More dogs. We love that. Oh, this picture of this college room. You know what this makes me think of is in Heartstopper, both in the comics and the show. It kind of looks like Charlie's bedroom. And considering Alice Oseman is similar age to myself, I've got a feeling, well, I feel like I almost know from her books how much she writes about Tumblr. I feel like this is the vibe we were all going for in our like university dorm rooms. Oh, we've got one that just says things change in like lovely handwriting. What changes was I going through? Actually, I don't think I even want to know, to be honest with you. It probably hurt my heart at the time, and now I'd be like, what was I thinking? Oh, amazing. We've got a Simpsons reblog. You know what? I bet this holds up. Let's have a look. Look at these stupid city slickers with their fur coats and pointy hats. Homer, those are elk. I still hate them. Okay, that's still really funny. We got some crystals. Crystals, I wonder when they started getting popular. The thing is, when I talk about these trends, Like I was 2021 in Australia, and not even just Australia, but Perth, which is one of the most isolated cities in the world. It is slower, I would say, to catch up on trends and stuff than other parts of Australia. And then Australia is behind a lot of other parts of the world. So I feel like, Rose, these are very 2014 vibes. A, I kind of lost track of when I reblogged these, but B, Australia, we were just behind. And looking at the crystals, I feel like the girls were dabbling in crystals in 2016. Oh, we've got a little Troye Sivan tweet. What would he have said? Okay, this was in 2016. Troye Sivan tweeted, just realised that STFU means shut the F up and not shortened version of stuff you shook and upset. Hell yeah, Troy. The life that you are going to live, I'm very excited for you. Oh, yes. Okay, I have found 2 images that are so 2016. We have the glitter in the mouth. Did anyone out there try to have a photo shoot with their friends where they did either the glitter on the lips and the tongue or hundreds and thousands or sprinkles, whatever you call them? That was such a thing. And I thought it was so cool and edgy and hot. Honestly, you just don't want to be eating microplastics. So, like, don't do this. Tell me if you did. And then secondly, this picture of Kendall Jenner in what was probably a Coachella outfit. It's so boring. It's so boring. I do, in defense of 2026, oh my God, it's getting so confusing. In defense of 2026 being the new 2016, I do kind of think if she wore this, people would be into it. I would disagree, but I think this is on a comeback. These are the fashion images that do make me think we're going back to some 2016 style. These 2 girls with the docks. I mean, granted, I don't know if those docks would trend this year, but the jumpers with the shorts, and it was kind of like laid back cool girl style. I think that could be popular now. I mean, I've seen girls wearing stuff like this, like around the streets this year. The braids. No, that wasn't good, was it? Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize slime had been popular for so long. That's a little slime gif. That would stick around. That does stick around. 10 years of slime. Happy anniversary, slime. It is funny to me how much of this still makes me giggle. Like, this little Powerpuff Girls don't just stand there, start colouring. Like, yeah. Yeah. This Lisa Simpson lying on the bed. Absolutely. Baths. Oh my God, I was obsessed with baths. And don't get me wrong, I love a bath. I always have. Like, we had a bath growing up. I have a bath in my house now. It's not very good. Would love a really nice one day. Have always loved them. However, aesthetic baths was such a thing. Like Lush hauls. I have recently rediscovered my love of Lush. Is that more proof that 2026 is 2016? Maybe. Like, Lush hauls was such a thing. And I remember it being such a cool girl thing to have Lush products in your, like, college room. And I remember spending hours, like, in the physical shops, like, smelling stuff. And a huge part of that would have been seeing Lush on Tumblr and also watching Lush haul videos from, like, Zoella, Sprinkle of Glitter, those kinds of people on YouTube. And then, yeah, come to think of it, for my birthday last year and for Christmas, my partner very kindly got me a bunch of Lush bath bombs. And oh my goodness, that feels so adult that when, like, gosh, when I was 21 in 2016, it would have been luxurious to buy one Lush product. And the fact that, like, I'm financially responsible enough that I live with, like, my partner and our dog in our house. And for my Christmas present, I got multiple Lush products. Honestly, past me would have thought this was a dream. Be grateful for how far you've come. I don't know if this is the neurodivergent in me and my ability to, like, really latch on to hyperfixations and, like, nostalgia, but so many of these references I do still really enjoy. Like, we've got a Bob's Burgers one. We've also got some Sailor Moon. And yeah, as we've seen, there's been a few Simpsons moments. And I must have been listening to Troye Sivan in 2016 as well, because once again, little gif of Troy. So cute. These kinds of images really make me think of Ariana Grande, and I do think she was hugely influential in 2016. Like, I picture the high pony, big jumper, I'm so little era. And I guess that is kind of 2026 now that we're finishing up with the Wicked era. But this picture here with the jumper and the nails over the MacBook, she's all you could ever want to be. She's probably mysterious poetry writing in Starbucks girl. So funny. We've got a book that just says The Art of Kissing. Who was I wanting to kiss? What? Just a bralette. What like looks like either crochet or a dream catcher and an Instax Polaroid. That is hot girl 2016. That would have been exactly who I wanted to be. Like cute little bralette, maybe wore with some like super short denim shorts and like taking pics on my Instax, which I swear I'm just proving to myself that 2026 is 2016. This is not on purpose. Like I haven't scripted this part of the video. Literally last year, I got a Polaroid printer. Not one that you take pictures with, but one you can like just print the pictures off your phone with, and it works surprisingly well. I'm just living the life that I wish that I had in 2016, apparently. All right, here's some 2016 fashion for you. This one here, the top knot. The ombre hair. Actually, whatever was the difference between ombre and balayage and dip dye? Whatever. She has the ombre hair. She's got the little black backpack. She's got what look like, I mean, they're not them, but they're very inspired by like the Jeffrey Campbell boots. Hell yeah. She was cool. What's this girl doing now? I hope she's living her best life. I hope she's got a wardrobe full of these old pieces and she dreams of bringing them back out again, because that is so 2016. Actually, what year did I reblog that? 15th of January 2016. That is literally tomorrow, 10 years ago tomorrow. All right, considering that was pretty much 10 years ago to the day with that final post, I think we will stop it there. Thank you so much for joining me on this like slightly scary but mostly nostalgic road trip back to 2016. I feel less sad for past me than I did when we first started scrolling. When we first started, I was like, what is she going through? Because I know it's going to take her a while to figure it out. And by the end, I was more like, some of these references, not all, but some of these references I still enjoy. And that's really nice to think my 2016 self, although she feels very different to who I am today, there are some things that are still very much me. And that is kind of wholesome and sweet. Let me know if you were on Tumblr in 2016 and if there's anything you're still holding on to from that era. What was influential for you? It wasn't shown as much in this as I expected, but my love of YouTube was like so big in 2016 and it still is today. And I get so much joy out of watching people like Dan and Phil who have been around for that whole time. But yeah, let me know your feelings about 2016. I'd love to know if you weren't there. Did this surprise you? Was these the trends that you thought were big at the time? Again, this is just what I was into. But thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back with another video, hoping to make more in 2026, but we'll see how we go. Thanks for watching. Bye.